Welcome back to our channel. I'm Mark Blanchard and this is Rebecca, and we are Vie Flottante,
which means the floating life in English, in case you don't know what's that mean. Yeah. So this episode we are going to tell you the story of us,
how we became full-timers.
RV full-timers. Yeah. So we get lots of questions about why you living in an RV? So bizarre, and this is very rare among our friends. So we are the first couple.
But it's becoming a bigger trend.
Yeah. So we are going to tell you our story.
So if you haven't subscribed yet, we please ask that you would. It helps us with our channel to support us.
And we want to have you to join our floating life together.
Yeah, and make comments below. Have questions for us that you want us to answer. Please let us know, and we'll try and answer them for you.
We'll get back to you. So let's start it.
Okay. Yay! We did it! Give me 5. We did it!
Hey, Mark! What's the news of our life recently? Come on, tell everybody.
So we just sold my money pit.
What's money pit?
Money pit is a house that's sucking you dry. We had a house back in Indiana, and a big house that we used to live in, and then got relocated.
Yeah,
and
3 stories house.
So we put it on the market, but back in the day, the market wasn't good and couldn't sell it, so we rented it out. We had all kinds of problems. We had flooding in the house when a furnace shut down and all the rooms flooded. Had to put that back. We had to repair it. And we recently got done repairing it and put it on the market, and
just
it
one
sold
day.
one day.
Yeah. Well, not really sold.
Well, I mean, the offer didn't close in one day. But
the offer came in one day.
Yeah. So we had lots of interest, so that was good.
Yeah.
Not like California. It was in the Midwest, which the market is not so big. So we'd been worrying quite a bit about paying that, how to sell it, how to manage it.
Yeah, because we live so far
And
away.
now we have that headache over. We are free floating.
Officially started yesterday because the house closed yesterday. Woohoo! So we are so excited. You probably cannot tell how excited we were. We are really excited. Yeah.
So Rebecca, why did we start living in an RV?
That's a long story. So long story short, so first we move out to the California.
Yeah.
We are like everybody else. We start to look for apartment, single house, townhouse, any kind of
temporary shelter kind of, or whatever.
we can live. And so we finally choose an apartment to move into
in Silicon Valley area.
Yeah, in the Bay Area. So we choose that apartment simply because it's close to where you work.
Yeah.
At that time, so it's easy, convenient, so less traffic commute.
Yeah.
So we think that's for ideal. But they charge us what?
Well, we started off at 2,600 or 2,400, something like that.
Yeah, under 3,000.
For 840 square feet, 1-bedroom apartment.
Yes, only one single bedroom.
And our patio was a little bigger than a table and a barbecue. You literally couldn't walk around it. And your view was 20 feet to a wall, and then noise everywhere.
Yeah, we are living in the corner unit, so we can hear lots of people walking by, so it's really...
And it wasn't so bad for you, because I'm kind of a country boy, but you grew up in the city, so crowds for you were kind of tolerable.
I live in an apartment
But for me, I felt like a caged
and it was
animal.
At the 4th floor, so we have to take an elevator up and down.
Yeah.
And so,
anytime you got groceries, you go in the parking lot, you have to get a cart and wheel it up the 4th floor.
Yeah, and then we have a dog. Where's Johnny?
Anytime.
And then
anytime Johnny had to go for a walk.
So one time.
Wait for the elevator, go downstairs, and you could only go in a certain section because they have so many rules, so many restrictions.
Yeah, so after the first time we rent for 9 months, so after 9 months they give us later, hey, we are going to raise up your rent to 28.
Well, in the end, it was the last time was $32.50 or something like that. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah. So after 18 months, they
and when I started doing the math on that, you're giving them a a car almost every year for rent.
Yeah, so we started. So the last few months of our apartment life, you had a coworker back then and say, "Hey, I'm living in RV." That's how you triggered, right? Remember that? You're the contractor at your work.
Oh yeah.
That's talk about that. Yeah, he was living in an RV,
a lot of contractors live in RVs because they're perfect because they get jobs and locations. They drive that job in their RV and they work there, and then they go to another one.
So he started to mention, "Hey, how about living in an RV?"
Right.
So for
and I basically said, well, I can't find a place to live. Yeah, we won't say where we live, but you can probably figure out. But there's really only a couple spots to live in Silicon Valley. And he liked it, and we were skeptical at first. But once we moved in here, we found that there was a lot more community with people that they know each other, and they watch over each other, and that's good. So now that allows us to go away on the weekends and drive where we want. Sometimes if I can telecommute, we can stay for long periods of time in remote sections. And now our goal really is to get even more mobile with our revenue online so that we're not even needing to be at a remote a location. We can be remote anywhere.
Yeah, so
I think that's what everyone's asked to do, you know, how to do.
At first, to me, living in an RV, what's RV? I have no idea what's RV. So, what's RV?
You didn't know anything about it first.
No,
and for about 6 months while we were in the apartment, we were joking, saying, why don't we get a trailer and we'll park it like they do at Google.
The company parking lot.
Some people have lived in the Google parking lot for 2-3 years.
You can go inside to the company to take a shower.
Yeah. So we kind of just joked about, we'll live in the parking lot for free, boondocking, and then on the weekends we'll go to the beach.
Yeah, so we started.
And it was kind of a joke, but it kind of sounded attractive.
The joke became reality. So that year, last year, no, 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago, and there's a RV show in Pleasanton, so which is close to us. This big RV show in the North California. So we say, hey, that's a good chance to educate ourselves. Basically for me to understand what is RV because I have totally no clue.
No idea.
Yeah. So we went to the RV show and then we started to, when I walk into the RV show, how many are there here? There are so many and so different kind.
Yeah.
And so we started to try to go into a different kind. We first start with I remember like the toy hauler.
I think we started off with the little Class A's.
Oh,
initially,
indoor. Yeah, indoor. That was too small, so we don't even need
they're
to
great
consider mobile drive on the road.
We think a little hard for full-time living, but very mobile, park anywhere.
So first what I saw was the toy hauler. You can that toy hauler that you can put the back ramp down, and then you can have your cars or motorcycle drive in.
Right.
The back section you can use it as a storage for your car or vehicle, or you can put it in bunk bed.
And then you can use it for a patio after you got it opened up, which is pretty cool.
Wow, that's so nice, isn't it? You can hold anything you want.
And the interiors are so nice in those, right? They got islands in the middle.
Yeah, I really like that. You know, you have
and we still like
island.
those. Yeah. We would still consider that.
That was my first pick actually, and then after that, after I look at the Class A, this kind of brand we're living in now, and it was the first impression. I walk inside the Class A, I was like, oh my God, it's so spacious. We saw the slides out, and the interior is so nice. I can never imagine inside the RV looks like this. It really looks like a home, you know.
Yeah.
So we were so surprised, and then so we started saying, hey, which type is the RV
best for us?
Yeah, best for us. So
we saw also adventure RVs, teardrops,
toy hauler,
campers, even
travel trailer.
Kind of just educated ourselves, and you can see those links. We'll put at the top. You'll see links on the RV show
all kinds of
when
RV.
we went this year, and you can get a really good idea and educate yourself well about the different types of RVs and what's there to offer.
Yeah, so that's how we educate ourselves and decide what type of RVs fits us better. So we end up choosing Class A.
Yep.
RV,
Class A diesel.
Pusher.
And we'll go into that further probably in a different video.
Yeah, we'll talk about that more in our. And then
there's a
another
lot
episode.
to debate, and there's no right or wrong. You really have to just find what you need for your needs, depending on how many kids you have, or if you have kids, how far you want to go, how often you want to travel, all those things.
Yeah, choose the one that fits your lifestyle better. If you are not sure, you can actually rent it.
Right.
Rent
We should.
it before.
You should.
Yeah, we should,
We
but we
didn't.
didn't. We just put the trigger.
We went from 4,000 square feet down to 500 feet.
So the downsizing is a big issue. So that's a big question.
For me, it was a big issue. I was a corporate relo for many years, working different jobs in tech sector and acoustics, and so every place I would go to, company would pull up a truck, they'd pack it all up, we wouldn't have to even sort through everything, it'd just go in more boxes to the point where we had more than an entire semi full of goods that we would move to the next state, buy a house. A lot of those would go into the storage area of a separate room or a basement, and half the time you wouldn't even open those boxes for years.
Yeah.
But I thought I needed all that stuff. I was a slave to my possessions. It really was a big essence of kind of who I thought I was. I owned this stuff, and I was really proud of it, and I took care of it.
Yeah, it was really tough.
Wow, I'm really successful. Look at all this stuff I have.
You used to think that the big houses represent a success.
The monument of success. And in my 40s, that was the goal. Big house, you're successful. And that's kind of still the American way, is people have this monument about a nice big house, take care of their family in it, and that's the most important thing. But the reality is, it's a big boat anchor to freedom in many ways.
Yeah, so the
financially, location, a lot of different things, right?
Downsizing is really a struggle for him, but
she really helped me out. She got brutal with why do you need this? Why do you need that? And then I have to start think about it.
How many since we moved here you have ever paid a look at it again? How many?
Well, most of the things I use here, right? But the stuff we left behind was a lot.
Yes.
We had a big garage sale, which frankly I think it's a waste of time. Unless you market to almost free, you don't get any money.
So we tried downsize one time when we first moved out here, and then downsize the second time when we moved into the RV. So that
and then
helped.
Downsize really the third time a little bit when we sold the house or got it ready to sell, right? Because there was still more stuff there to get rid of, and we still left stuff in the garage that was worth something. We thought the buyers would want.
Yeah,
so
mostly tools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So get rid of stuff. Donate a lot of stuff. You'll get a tax write-off.
Yeah,
it may be painful, but frankly, a lot of stuff you don't need. Sell the real expensive things and donate most of the other stuff. It's a painful process, but trust me, once you get over that, you really start to become free. You don't have to constantly worry about this or that, taking care of this or that. Oh, someone stole this, someone broke this, and always being stressed about your material possessions. It doesn't define who you are. And the more we travel, we realize that the more value is in our life in the travel. Rebecca really taught me that one, because I was never very good at traveling at first.
Because all the memories are in here.
Yeah, the memories are
it's
inside your heart and your mind.
Actually, yeah.
It fulfills the soul. You get to meet new people, you get to see new places, beautiful sceneries, and you learn a lot about each other too.
Yeah, that way you get to enjoy the life in real way, not living in a house, big mansion, right?
Yep.
So are you enjoying the RV life so far?
Yeah, I'm ready to go on some more adventures. So the biggest constraint right now is trying to be on location for the job every now and then. It keeps us here. We can do weekends here and there, and we try to. And then on those holidays, which are not really the good times to travel. In fact, it's summer right now, so we tend to not travel as much in the summer because that's when all the spots are, all the campers are out there. And being a full-timer, you can start to take advantage of the fact that you don't have to pack, right?
Yeah.
It's already in your RV.
Well, close it
so
and go.
Other than closing in, a half hour, we can pretty much, I don't know, people brag about being out in 15 minutes, but we have a lot. Estelle being a full-timer, we have a lot of stuff in here, so we'll have to move it around to get the slides in. So in a half hour we can be on the road, assuming that you've done the maintenance on the vehicle, you've checked the air pressure and the tires.
Yeah,
and you don't have any
the first
issues.
time we are ready to go take our RV for a trip. We took a couple hours to get ready because we didn't know what to prepare or no, how to get ready to go. And so actually we made a video of that.
Yeah.
How to get your RV prepared and then for going on the road. Yeah. So if you are interested, you can see the link up here and then see how we come up with the list. So to give you a basic idea of how you get ready for going down for getting the RV to go.
And there's a big learning curve. I mean, a big 40-foot vehicle, you have to learn to drive differently. I've driven a lot of trucks and trailers with my business. I had a sound service and I had a big trailer, and I've driven a trailer a lot, so I had a fairly good understanding of road lane locations and all that. But in an RV like a Class A, you're sitting up high, you're almost 10 feet up in the air. You don't really know where your tires are on the lane, so it takes a while. You got trucks passing you and blowing you around, and it took me probably a year and a half to get, I think, more relaxed at driving. But now that we've done this a lot, it's like anything, practice. As a team, we can shut this thing down and go down the road and hook it up fairly fast, and that is definitely one of the advantages of a Class A over a toy hauler. And we can go over that in a different video. But you can tear down and set up pretty quick in a Class A, especially if you don't have slides. That's why a lot of the rock stars and some of the movie stars have these Prevost, and they don't have maybe slides on them because they're very fast. You're not setting anything up, generators on board. You're not plugging in anything hardly. So we ended up with a Tiffin Phaeton 40 QSH.
You did lots of research on how to buy an RV, right?
Research. So it was really kind of stressful because it's a big investment, right?
And also we have time. We are under time pressure because at that time we went to the RV show in January, and our contract at the apartment ends up end of March.
April, March,
Yeah. I think March, So we only have a couple months to search.
I think I spent 6 weeks online at RV Trader and some of the other sites.
Lots of time.
I have an uncle who was a dealer in a past life, and he gave me a lot of insight onto how to pick the proper vehicle.
Any good
price. And his recommendation was, look, the RV is going to be more expensive maybe to buy, but the diesel's going to haul better, and it's going to be more stable to drive than a trailer. But going from stability of a TT to a fifth wheel to a Class A, that's kind of the improvement along the way. So he told me, don't, the markup is higher than most people think. It's probably 30 to 50% higher markup than what it really costs them. And those salesmen are really good at trying to keep the price up there. But the reality is, if you buy used from a private seller, which is what we did, you'll normally save maybe 10 to 20 to 30% more, because they may be, especially people may be in a situation where they just have to get rid of it, or unfortunately maybe the husband or wife died and they don't want to use it anymore. Or many reasons.
So if you go to the RV show, you can look outside the parking lot.
In the back lot, they'll have
sometimes
used.
they will have some people, the RV owner, that is a consignment.
We saw a beautiful one.
Oh, that
was my At the end of our Tiffin video,
one.
you can see the one that I still kind of wish we'd bought, because it was a pretty good price, right?
It looks like brand new, like 2017, 16?
16, I think it was,
2016 Allego bus.
But on the other hand, you got to realize this is like a car. It's going to depreciate like a car. So you're really better off to buy a 5 or a 10-year-old vehicle, because you're going to save so much money. There's a lot of people that have diesels that only have 20, 30,000 miles on it after 5 years of use, because they've only taken them out a couple times. And that engine will go 500,000 or 1 million miles if you're take care of it, you've changed the oil, and you don't rev it too hard. So there's a lot of life in these RVs.
Yeah, so where do we find our home?
We found ours online. Ended up being in a storage facility. A lawyer owned it and was wanting to clean up some debt or something. and we bought it at about wholesale price from what we could figure out. And to reality is, we went down to LA, South LA, to buy it, but we ended up finding one up here after we'd already signed and put money down. That was a pretty similar deal, yeah, and similar model and everything, which in retrospect we probably should have bought, but you never know, right?
Yeah, but we're really happy about this.
Yeah, we've been really happy. We've had issues, and they all have issues because you have a lot of working systems on here. If you're not an engineer, you know, it takes a while to learn your electrical system, your water system, and trying to make sure everything works. And they're not really designed necessarily to be full-time. I think a lot of Class A's and some of the fifth wheelers are better at being real reliable, but things can break down, so you have to learn to take care of them. There's a lot of maintenance.
So far,
so we've been in this thing 3.5 years now, full-time.
We are loving it.
Yeah, we do love it. Yeah.
Especially after we went back to Indiana to fix our house for sale.
Yeah.
That we went back to
2 main floors and a basement.
2 weeks, only 2 weeks, and then every night we sit down because we are fixing
we were working
the house.
real hard there.
Yeah,
we were
that's another issue.
painting drywall.
We have to walk
everything.
up and down stairs in a 3-story home, and then by end of the day we are sitting on the chair. Oh, I'm so tired. My legs are so
Just
sore.
from going up and down the stairs all the time. So it's like, if you forget something, you got to go back up the stairs. And frankly, here we pretty much know.
The refrigerator is so far away.
Yeah, now we know where everything is. It's really easy. You end up tending to get it maybe a little too lazy, so you definitely want to go out and hike. That's my problem right now.
There's a pros and cons. Living in a big house, you can get to exercise in the house.
Natural exercise.
Yeah, but if you're living in an RV, it's a convenience.
Yeah.
That's a pro.
Yeah, you know, on a whim we can say, hey, this week let's go to the beach. You know, if you think it's a good week, and like Pismo area, you know, go to the dunes. For us, that's only a couple hours.
So after you have
and packing up is a breeze. You know, other than maybe getting some more provisions if you want to eat in the RV the whole time. For us, we just have to load up the motorcycle, which takes a little bit of time. So we have wheels while we're down there, pulling the slides.
Getting much better now.
Pull all the utilities and down the road.
Yeah, so I think after the fixing up the house and our idea of living in an RV is never be firm.
Yeah, more firm.
It's more firm. Yeah,
I know.
So we know that we really made the right decision of moving into an RV.
Yeah.
Because 2 of us, we don't really need that much space, actually.
We don't.
Yeah, and it's more.
We wouldn't mind maybe having some land somewhere to park it on and then still travel around, but that helps. That is kind of convenient. But you know, we're going to be debt free. Imagine when you're debt free, how much more you can do, and literally you can spend half as much time living in an RV, I think, than you can in most houses, at a minimum. You don't necessarily have to drive every day. You know, a lot of people will spend a week at one place and then they'll drive. So, you know, you don't have to worry so much about fuel at that point. When you think about hotel rooms, when you go on a vacation, when you have a house, you know, it's $200-300, $400 or more in this area a night for a hotel. And if you boondock, you're literally living for free for that day. You know, just have to have enough water and tank and fuel to live. So it's a new trend, and there's many aspects about it, but we feel that for us, the floating life has made a big difference.
Yeah, so we are thinking of really going floating life.
Yeah.
Soon. Because we have so many places we want to travel to, and then now
where have we been so far? We've been to Utah.
We've been to Utah, Zion National Park, Bryce, and Antelope, Horseshoe Bend in Arizona, and Death Valley,
Alabama
Fire in Nevada. So
Beach.
we've been to as many places as we can so far because we are still working. So we cannot really go anywhere on the road as we want.
We could probably go every weekend, but right in the summer, we're in California. You're not going to find many reservations unless you're boondocking, because everyone's out, kids are out of school,
Yeah.
and there's a shortage of campgrounds. I
Yeah,
think right
in the
now,
summer,
you know, now
yeah.
the economy's good.
But we do have a big plan.
Yeah.
We want to take our RV to
Which place?
all over the place. but recently we saw a video that they drove their RV to Mexico.
Yeah.
That
We were thinking.
we were so envy. You know, hey, if they can do it, we can. So do
Yeah.
we, right? So
They normally go down in caravans, you know, with people who have done it before, so they know the rules, and you know it's a little safer to do it that way. And you can live, you know, on those beach RV locations for like $15, $20, $30 a night, and everything's less money. You know, you've got paperwork and you got insurance and all that you have to work out, and an education in that. But in fact, we even saw a place, Copper Canyon. There's a train. You can put your RV on the train.
that's so interesting. I
Yeah,
really
which
want to
I'd
do
never
that.
seen before,
Yeah.
so maybe we'll think about that. So Mexico is an option that we're going to consider in the future. Let us know what you think and if you've had experiences with that.
Yeah, we really need the inside information to help us to plan the trip if we really go to Mexico. Yeah. Mhm.
And if you're interested in going full-time, or if you're already a full-timer, tell us why in our comments below. You know, what was a compelling reason for you,
Yeah.
or why do you want to be a full-timer?
Yeah, if you have any question or doubts of becoming a RV full-timer, just comment down below, and then we will try to answer to your questions. And we want to help you out, and then to become an RV full-timer and enjoy the life as we do.
Yeah. So if you like this video, give us a like down below,
And
don't
subscribe.
forget to subscribe. Definitely.
Yeah.
Down, wherever it is. And really helps our channel out. We thank you for watching today's episode in regards to full-time living and our celebration.
So in our next episode, we will introduce you our RV. Why we pick this specific RV.
What
and
our
model.
thought process was to buying it.
Yeah, because lots of people want to become an RV full-timer. The first question they have, how do we choose an RV? So we are going to talk about that specifically in our next episode. Okay? See you next time in our lovely Flottante.
Floating life. See you next time. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time on the Vie Flottante.